Hello and welcome to My Mindfield. I'm David and I'll be your host. My Mindfield is a new platform where we'll be exploring everything thought and feeling related across a wide range of different topics, joined by guests, industry experts and individuals' experiences. We'll discuss and try and make sense of our individual life events in a bid to understand where the thinking, reactions and inactions come from and how we can navigate our own minefield. Whilst we've made massive technical advances over the centuries, proving the capabilities of the human mind, the same can't always be said of our own thoughts and feelings. Are they really any different from those of our great ancestors experienced? And are they driven by fear and insecurity of the unknown? Our minds create the illusion that somehow we differ, but in actual fact, we are far more similar than we'd all like to admit. If only we could be more open and honest and ready to reflect. Understanding these thoughts and feelings and picking through the events of people's lives can actually be a very good place to gain growth and peace. I've always believed that I may not agree with something or someone, but if I can understand why it happened, at least from there I can often find ration, empathy and a place of calm. We may feel that we're the very first to experience a set of circumstances or feelings, but here on My Mindfield, we're attempting to remove a stigma, a perception of suffering in silence. We want to attempt to maybe not break the generational handing down of issues, but at least disrupt it so that some awareness can be sought, considered and reflected upon. Because you feel the way you do, right? With others already embracing tearing down the perceived walls of taboo topics that should always stay private, we're actively embracing those very personal and vulnerable experiences. Taking a look at not just how past generations have struggled to process, understand and navigate their emotions, but also look at how humans have pretty much repeated the same behaviours, this time with the lens of emotional intelligence and awareness. We also intend to review how the tech and social media advances impact part of the mental health epidemic that we're currently experiencing. Throughout the forthcoming seasons, I'll be looking at different life experiences from childhood development, school, and the current education process through adolescence before embarking on those big life events, such as recreational experimenting, partners, marriage, divorce, bereavement, and the stages we go through and the mental and physical challenges we encounter. I'll also be looking at how our childhood and formative years can either assist and prepare us or how they can leave you isolated in your very own minefield. My motivations for this podcast have come from navigating my own life-changing experience of divorce. I've taken time to reflect, and in doing so, whilst discussing with many people from all sorts of backgrounds, I've realised how totally underprepared I was emotionally and mentally. I was left with so many questions like, why me? This isn't how my story was supposed to play out. I just want to be a good dad. What will happen to me and who will support me? And so on and so on. At times I was desperate. I sought escapism from my harsh reality that I hadn't really ever grown up and had lacked the self-confidence or belief which had been lacking since childhood, that in actual fact that childhood had needed exploring right now to give me any chance of a life post-divorce. And now that in fact this could be the best thing to happen to me, and this would actually make me a better version of myself. That's why I'm here. That's why we are embarking on this project to encourage others to talk about not just their personal experiences, but how they actually felt whilst navigating them, in an attempt to make it okay to be struggling, to process some of life's challenges, to offer support, comfort and connection. There's some 8 billion people on the planet, all of different shapes, sizes, creeds and colours, all individuals, all thinking, feeling differently. But we're all connected throughout the universe and we all seek those connections. Maybe platonic, romantic, or for improvement in living standards. I'm hugely passionate about this, and the fact that the biggest killer in men under 50 is suicide only proves that the additional pressures of living in the 21st century aren't getting any easier. and it seems discussing our issues isn't either. In addition, we're seeking to cover more issues like neurodiversity, the challenge of attempting to operate and survive and potentially thrive in the 21st century. Why do we think the way we do? Is competition really healthy? How we all should encourage confidence and each other? Our formative years and the importance and fragility of them. Why can't we communicate better with integrity and honesty? Why do we allow our fears to steer us down paths we're petrified about stepping down? How, as a human race, have we actively teach history, yet we seem very, very rarely to actually learn from it? And how all of our experiences continue to make history repeat itself, in that most of the things that have happened on our planet involving humans has been as a direct result of someone needing to be liked, loved, or in control, i.e. insecurity. I'm keen to see if others have feelings or viewpoints on a number of issues. The first season we'll cover relationships, with the cornerstone being divorce. We'll be hearing different perspectives from males and females who've been through different relationships and how they've ended, as well as minors, grandparents and teachers. Before moving on to other topics such as work and workplace relationships, how they are navigated and how they can be navigated. In that forum, bereavement and the lack of communication around preparing ourselves for not just that of our loved ones, but that of ourselves. I'm also really keen for every one of you to be active in these topics and would really encourage you to get in touch with any of the topics you like to discuss. You can contact us through the email or through the information on the screen. I believe that if we talk openly and honestly, we can find compromise with compassion for one another, and subsequently we can all live an enjoyable life experience. It may not have all the outcomes we create in our minds, but at least we may be able to understand them with empathy and forgiveness. I really look forward to hearing your views on the first full episode of My Mindfield, so join us on this voyage of self-discovery. Please like, share, follow, love and laugh.